Do you want me to?
Magandang araw! Kamusta na kayo? Narito naman uli ako, si Chair Elise, upang maghatid sa inyo ng panibagong kaalaman. Kung bago ka lamang sa channel na ito ay huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe at pindutin ang notification bell upang maging updated kayo sa mga susunod ko pang mga video. Ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon sa Math 6, Quarter 3, Week 5, Most Essential Learning Competency Base ay tungkol sa relationship of speed, distance, and time. Handa ka na bang matuto? Kung ganon, kumuha ng inyong mga notebook at ballpen upang gamitin sa pagsusulat ng mga lagang bagay na inyong matututunan sa linggong ito. Magbalik-aral muna tayo. Let us have a review. Napag-aralan natin noong week 4 ang 4 basic rules for solving an equation. Meron tayong tinatawag na addition property of equality, subtraction property of equality, multiplication property of equality, division property of equality. At ganoon din, napag-aralan natin noong week 4 ang representing quantities and solving word problems. Ngayon naman ay simulan natin ang ating aralin sa linggong ito. In this lesson, you will learn the mathematical relation between the speed, distance, and time. You will calculate speed from distance traveled in a given time and solve problems involving average rate and speed. So, yun ngayon ang ating pag-aaralan, ang pagkuha ng speed, ng distance, at ganun din ng time. So, now let us find out what is speed. Speed is a scalar quantity that refers to how fast an object is moving. So, yun yung speed. How fast an object is moving. Ang tawag doon ay speed. Aside from that, speed can be thought of as the rate by which an object covers distance. Yung rate na kung saan na-cover ng isang object yung distance, na travel niya ang isang distance. A fast-moving object has a high speed and covers a relative long distance in a short amount of time. So, fast-moving ang speed ng isang object kung ito ay nako-cover niya yung long distance in a short amount of time. Halimbawa, 1 kilometer. So, na-travel niya lang yon ng 10 minutes. So, speed. Mabilis ang kanyang speed kasi na-cover niya ang long distance in a short amount of time. So, contrast to this, a slow-moving object that has a low speed and covers a relative small amount of distance in the same amount of time. Dito naman, kabaliktaran naman ng fast-moving ang slow-moving sapagkat ito ay mayroong low speed. Kapag may low speed, ang kanyang natatravel ay small amount of distance. Halimbawa, yung isa ay 1 kilometer, siya ay 500 meters lang for 5 minutes. So, parehong time, pero mas maunti yung kanyang distance na na-travel compared dun sa fast-moving object. An object with no movement at all has a zero speed, of course. Hindi natin masusukat ang kanyang speed kung wala siyang movement. So, nasusukat lamang ang speed, whether it is high or low speed, kung ito ay nagmo-move. Pero kapag walang movement, that will be zero speed. Now, what is average speed? Paano daw yung average speed? Average speed is a measure of the distance traveled in a given period of time. It is something referred to as the ratio of distance and time, the ratio of distance and time. So, average speed equals distance divided by the time. No? Yun yung average speed. Ganun natin sinusukat. Distance divided by the time. Here is the formula in finding the average speed. Average speed is equals to the distance covered divided by the time. Example, if a car travels 100 kilometers in 2 hours, find the average speed. So ngayon, yung given dyan, meron tayong 100 kilometers. Yung 100 kilometers, yan yung distance. Pag sinabi naman nating 2 hours, yan naman yung time. So, meron na tayong given na 100 kilometers at meron na rin tayong time na 2 hours. Now, let us apply the formula. Average equals distance divided by the time. Average speed equals, we have 100 kilometers for the distance divided by 2 hours for the time. So, 100 divided by 2 is equals to 50. So, 50 kph. kph means kilometer per hour. So, yun yung kanyang speed. 50 kilometer per hour. So, this is coming, the source of this is the 21st Century Mathletes, page 255. So, relative to kilometer per hour, these are some of the units commonly used for speed and their abbreviation. So, ito yung mga ginagamit natin para sa speed and their abbreviation. So, ito po yung distance. Kapag sinabi nating distance, sinusukat natin yung miles, kilometer, meter, meter pa rin, feet, at saka centimeter. Yan yung distance, yung layo. Sinusukat natin sa pamamagitan ng mga units na yan. Pag sinabi naman nating time, sinusukat natin yan sa hours, sa seconds. Yan. And then sa speed naman, combination na ng distance and time. Miles per hour, kilometer per hour, meter per second, feet per second, centimeter per second. So, mapapansin niyo pag mga kilometer or meter, sinusukat natin yan for hour. Kasi, malaki, mahaba yung distance. Pero kapag mga meter, minsan ginagamitan natin yan ng seconds. Kasi, kung maikli lang naman ang meter na nasako, pwede natin siyang sukatin per seconds. Ganon din yung feet, kasi maliit lang din yung nakakover ng feet. Ganon din ang centimeters. We usually measure this per seconds, for speed. So, abbreviation for miles per hour is MPH. Yan, miles per hour. May kita nyo din yung kilometer per hour, km, tapos slash r, kilometer per hour. Yung slash na ito, ang ibig sabihin niya ay per. So, meter per hour, meter per second, feet per second or feet per second, and centimeter per second. So, these are the commonly used for speed and their abbreviation. Tatandaan, pagka hinahanap ang distance, ito lang ang mga unit of measure. Miles, kilometer, and so on. Pag time naman, hours and second. Pag speed, miles per hour, and so on. So, ganun din naman sa abbreviation. Pinaikli natin kasi pagka hindi natin na-abbreviate, masyado mahaba. So, understood na yan na yung MPH ay miles per hour. Now, let us take this example number 1 from our learner's packet. Jessica drives from Manila to Baguio, a distance of 100 km in 4 hours. She then drives from Baguio to Benguet, a distance of 90 km in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Determine the average speed for each journey. So, let us have this table. So, ito yung given. Kunin natin yung Manila to Baguio, yun muna, then Baguio to Benguet. Yung distance from Manila to Baguio is 160 km. No? Ang kanyang hours travel is 4 hours. Sa Baguio naman, ang distance naman niya from Baguio to Benguet is 90 km naman. And the time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, let us solve for the speed or the average speed from Manila to Baguio and then from Baguio to Benguet. So, let us have number 1, Manila to Baguio. So, speed or average speed equals the distance, which is 160 km from Manila to Baguio, divided by the number or the hours it covers, 4 hours. So 160, the distance, divided by the hours. So 160 divided by 4 is equivalent to 40. And the unit of measure is kilometer per hour. So the average speed from Manila to Baguio is 40 kilometer per hour. Huh? Now let's take the average speed from Baguio to Benguet. Average speed. From Baguio to Benguet, the distance is 90 kilometer. And the time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. For 1 hour and 30 minutes, from Baguio, you will get to Benguet. So, let us divide. So, what you're going to do is to translate 1 hour and 30 minutes to fraction or in decimal. 1 hour and 30 minutes is 1.5 hours or 1.5 hours in decimal. Now, after you convert it into decimal, we can now divide 90. Pwede na natin siya i-divide. 90 kilometer divided by 1.5 hours. So, pag dinivide natin yan, ang kanyang sagot ay magiging 60 kilometer per hour. So, yun ang magiging average speed from Baguio to Benguet. 60 kilometer per hour ang kanyang average speed kung ang kanyang distance is 90 kilometer at ang kanyang time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, the average speed of Jessica's journey, ang kanyang travel from Manila to Baguio, is 40 kilometer per hour. Samantalang, while the average speed naman from Baguio to Benguet is 60 kilometer per hour. So, yun ang kanyang magiging average speed sa dalawang destination. Now, let's take this example number 2. Johnny can type 960 words in 20 minutes. Calculate his typing speed in A, word per minute, B, word per second. So, let's find out. Tingnan natin yung word per minute muna na letter A, then word per hour. So, this is the solution for letter A. Ito ang solution niya. Letter A, words per minute ang ating kukunin. Typing speed equals yung kanyang distance. Gagawin natin yung 960 words. Yun yung equivalent na distance niya. Tapos yung time ay 20 minutes. 960 words divided by 20 minutes. Basta yung time, laging siya ang denominator. So, 960 divided by 20 equals 48 words per minute. So, ganun kabilis ang kanya. Ganun ang makocover niyang word per minute kung word per minute ang hinihingi. So, sa letter B naman, words per hour naman. Solution natin, words per hour. Kung per minute ay 48 words, paano yung per hour? So, solution natin, words per hour, convert minute to hour. Ano ba yung minute natin dyan? 20. 20 minutes, gagawin natin isang oras, equivalent. Yung isang oras, meron tayong 60 minutes. So, 20 times 1 equals 20. Then, over 60. 20 over 60, kung ating i-reduce to lowest term, that is 1 over 3. So, yun ngayon ang kanyang R, yung over na sa time. So, let us have 960 words. Yun yung kanyang na-cover, di ba? Divided by the time, which is 1/3 R, equals, so 960, i-times natin sa 3 kasi reciprocal ang gagawin, 960 times 3 divided by 1. So, you have 2,880 words per hour. So, sa loob ng isang oras, meron siyang 2,880 words per hour. Or pwede rin 48 times 60. Try nyo rin ang 48 times 60. Ganon din ang kalalabasan. Kasi kung 48 per minute, sa isang minuto, meron tayong sa isang oras, meron tayong 60 minutes. 48 times 60, you will get 2,880 words per hour. Distance, however, is the total length of space between two position. Yung layo ng dalawang bagay sa isa't isa. Halimbawa, si letter A, dun kay letter B, yung distance silang dalawa, yung layo nila sa isa't isa, or yung haba ng pagitan nila sa isa't isa, ay tinatawag nating distance. So, time naman is the quantity measured or measurable period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continue. Yun naman yung period, yung panahon na kung saan naganap ang mga aksyon or yung kilos at saka yung mga condition na ginawa. No? Yun yung time, kung kailan nangyari. The relationship between the speed, distance, and time can be expressed in the following equation. Ito yung mga equation. Yung speed, para malaman natin ang speed ng isang bagay, speed equals distance divided by the time. Yung distance, which is in kilometer, meter, or centimeter, or feet, or whatever the unit of measure that is used to measure the distance, divided by the time. Pwede yung time ay per second or kaya ay minute or pwede rin siyang hour. Tapos, pag sinabi naman nating distance equals speed, yung bilis, times time. No? Kung gaano siya kabilis at saka yung time na na-cover niya, yun yung equivalent to distance. Speed times distance time equals distance. Pag sinabi naman nating time equivalent to distance divided by the speed. Kung ang distance na na-travel niya, i-divide dun sa bilis ng kanyang pag-travel, yun dun natin makuha yung time. Ulitin natin, speed equals distance divided by time. Pag distance naman, speed times time. Pag sinabi naman nating time, distance divided by speed. So, ganun lang. So, let's take this example for time. Drew drives at an average speed of 45 meter per hour or miles per hour on a journey of 135 miles. How long does the journey take? So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga given dito sa problem. So, meron tayong given na 45 miles per hour. Ang 45 miles per hour, kapag nakaganyan na siyang unit of measure, miles per hour, yan ay speed. So, ang speed ni Drew ay 45 miles per hour. Ngayon, yung 135 miles, yan naman yung distance. Miles kilometer, miles, yan ay distance. So, ang tanong ay how long. So, yung how long, gaano katagal? So, time naman, yung period naman ng kanyang journey ang tinatanong. So, time. So, what will be the formula? Time equals the distance divided by the speed. So, ang distance natin is 135 miles divided by the speed, which is miles per hour. So, magka-cancellation tayo ng parehong unit of measure. Yung miles, cancel natin dito sa distance. Ganun din yung miles dito sa speed. So, ang matitira na lamang ay R. So, i-divide natin 135 divided by 45. We have 3 hours. 3 hours na lang kasi hours na lang ang unit of measure na natira. So, ganito ang pag-solve natin ng problem na ang hinahanap ay time. No? So, narito naman ang example ng distance. Analyze natin yung problem. Jana cycles at an average speed of 8 miles per hour. If he cycles 6.5 hours, how far does he travel? So, tingnan natin yung mag-given. Ano ba yung 8 miles per hour? So, pag sinabi nating miles per hour, yan nga yung speed. Speed is 8 miles per hour. Pwede rin kilometer per hour yan. Kung conforme sa given na per hour or per minutes. So, yung 6.5 hours, yan yung time. So, tinatanong dito ay how far, gaano kalayo. So, ang layo ang ating tinatanong. So, that will be the distance. Yung 6.5 hours, that will be the time. Now, kasi 6.5 hours yan, i-change natin ang 6.5 hours into decimal. Yung 1/2 ay 0.5 ang equivalent nun. So, 6.5 hours na para mas madali. Then, let us have the formula in finding the distance. Distance equals speed times time. So, ang speed natin is 8 miles per hour times the hours, which is 6.5 hours. So, ngayon, cancel natin parehong hours, ha? Hours. Kasi pareho sila may hours. So, matitira na lang ay miles. So, 8 times 6.5 equals 52 miles. So, ibig sabihin, ang kanyang layo na na-travel ay 52 miles. Okay, ganyan lang po ang pagsusolve ng sa distance problem. So, let's have another example. Let's find out kung ano yung nawawala dito, kung distance, time, or speed. Hasmin has to travel a total of 351 kilometers. She travels the first 216 kilometers in 4 hours. Letter A, calculate her average speed for the first part of journey. Letter B, if her average speed remains the same, calculate the time for the complete journey. So, letter A muna tayo. Anong hinihingi? Okay, average speed. So, dito tayo sa first travel, ha? So, average speed equals yung first travel niya, yung distance divided by the time. Ano yung distance sa kanyang first travel? So, meron siyang 216 kilometer. Yung time niya ay 4 hours. Ayan. 216 kilometer, 4 hours. Ayan. 216 kilometer times, divided by 4 hours, that will be 52 kilometer per hour. So, yun yung speed niya for the first part ng kanyang journey. So, after we get the first part of the journey, let us calculate the second part. The time for the complete journey. Okay. So, yung time ang ating hinihingi. Kasi sabi dito, the time of complete journey. Time. Kanina ay average speed. Ngayon ay time. Time equals distance divided by the speed. So, yung distance natin na to, yung para makomplete ang journey, meron tayong 351 kilometer. Kasi to complete the journey, complete journey. Ang kanyang total journey is 351. So, 351 kilometer, yung speed niya, aling speed ang nakakuha natin? Itong 54 km per hour. Ito yung speed niya, di ba? Average speed. Ito yan, speed. Ito. So, divided by 54 km per hour. Ngayon, magka-cancellation tayo sa mga unit na magkapareho. Yung km, yan ay kilometer. Tsaka yung k dun sa kph, pareho natin tanggalin. So, ang matitira ay h or r. So, 351 divided by 54 equals 6.5 hours or 6 hours and 30 minutes. So, yun yung sa letter B, yun yung kanyang complete journey. So, yun yung mga example o halimbawa ng pagsasolve natin ng speed, distance, and time. Average speed, distance, and time. So, sana ay naintindihan ninyo. So, what have you learned today? So, you have learned about the average speed, yung formula ng average speed, paano kinukuha, yung mga problem regarding average speed, yung speed itself, sinusukat natin by kilometer per hour, miles per hour, no? Yung distance naman, yun yung mga kilometer o kaya ay meter, no? At yung time naman, pwedeng per second, minutes, hour. And, pag-alaman nyo rin, natutunan nyo rin kung paano mag-solve ng problem on speed, distance, and time. Sana ay nakatulong ang video na ito upang matutunan ninyo ang pagsosolve ng problem tungkol sa speed, average speed, distance, and time. Thank you for watching and see you again on my next video. God bless us!